The money game, or making money and being able to build wealth, is a very different game from going through the education system. That is why in this video, I want to talk about what the C students know about money that A students don't, so that all of us can be able to level up when it comes to ability to make money, manage money, and grow our money. You are all much welcome to my channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. I am a finance expert and qualified accountant, bringing you amazing videos about investing and making money each and every day. In case those are kind of topics which you like, down there is a button called subscribe. Click that button to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the videos I upload each and every day. And I will still add it, drop a like on this video. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video. Having said that, what do C students know about money that A students don't? And the first thing is that C students know that money rewards value, not grades. And I'm saying that because in any market out there, you are paid for solving problems. And over time, you're going to realize you are paid by your ability to solve problems. Yes, grades might be a cutoff or entry or a barrier to entry, but then beyond that, the person who solves problems the best is the one who's going to get business. And I'm saying so because if a customer has an issue out there, they won't bother asking you the grades you got in school. They'll be keen to see their problem solved. The same thing goes with business. If a business has an issue, it is keen to see its problem solved, not really caring much about your grades. That is why schools do reward grades. But then again, life does reward value and ability to solve problems. That shift in mindset can really assist you focus on building skills which can solve the real world problems beyond just the grades you got in school. And then the second lesson is that income has no ceiling when you own something. Guys, this is a very important thing, more so a key message for the A students. And I'm saying so because the education system out there is modeled to train people to become employees. It is modeled to train people and tell them that those who score the best of grades can go and work with the best of companies, the blue chip companies. It doesn't train people to become entrepreneurs as a first priority. And of course, given the barrier to entry in the job market is quite stiff, most of the C students, they end up trying their own things after school. And as a result, they end up building their own businesses. They end up acquiring their own assets and thinking very hard how they are able to multiply that over time. And the beautiful thing about ownership when it comes to business and comes to assets is that you have the flexibility of shaping the returns you get. You have the flexibility of seeing or planning how you grow your own ownership in a given asset. Unlike if you are employed out there is a ceiling to salaries, okay? There is a ceiling to flexibility you have. And that is where the C students beat the A students, because they've learned very early through experience and also barriers in the job market that ownership is very powerful. So in case you out there, you are an A student, even if you are working, even if you think you have an amazing job, think about ownership, because ultimately ownership is what is going to assist you be able to skyrocket your money. And then the third lesson is that failure is better than perfection. Look here, guys. The A students in school are accustomed to working extremely hard. They feel very bad even when they fail only one thing or two things in the test. They feel terrible. So through that, they've been accustomed to ingrain in their brain that failure is something bad. The C students are used to failure. And for them, failure is a lesson to think about how they can improve next time. They're not aiming for perfection. They know they won't score 100%. But then again, they are aiming just for a little bit of improvement bit by bit, and they are contented with that. That lesson goes a long way in life, because in life also, the C students won't be afraid to fail. Either way, they're used to failing right from school, okay? So in life, they're going to continue putting in the effort, and they won't be deterred by failure because they're used to failing, and each failure to them is a reflection point to think about the lessons they can carry forward to ensure they minimize the impact of failing. Whereas on the other hand, A students are very terrified about failure. And that is why a ton of students become entrepreneurs because they keep knocking the door of entrepreneurship. They try something, they fail, they don't give up. They try something else, they fail, they don't give up. Over time, all these are going to accumulate to experiences which only one particular undertaking is going to open the ways for them, and even the previous failures are going to have fed them with lessons which they can utilize for them to ensure they are successful, compared to an A student who's thinking about perfection all the time. So the biggest lesson here is that failure is not something bad. It is in fact an amazing thing in entrepreneurship journey because it teaches you firsthand what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And any lesson you learn is going to go a long way in assisting you in your business or even pursuits around entrepreneurship. And then the fourth lesson is that relationships create more value compared to any report cards. It is quite interesting how when you look at it typically, of course I'm not saying it is the case all the time, but a ton of C students are very good at networking. They are very good at building relationships. They spend time splitting between building relationships and also studying. Whereas A students typically focus on studying. When it's all said and done, it is people who give people businesses. Okay? It is people who pay people. It is people who tell people about upcoming opportunities. So C students are focused on building a network right from school to even later in life. And they know very well the value of ensuring you are having the ideal relationships, because businesses come from relationships. You could be sitting in a room, you are extremely brilliant, you are a genius. But then again, if you haven't connected with people who can pay you for you to be able to exercise your genius through a business, at the end, that geniusness is not very useful per se, because you won't be able to put it in practice and get paid for it. So if you're out there, you're a student, also prioritize building relationships and ensure you invest in building relationships. It takes time. It takes someone being organic. It takes someone putting in the effort. And when it's all said and done, you will be able to actually realize the desired impact, because your geniusness is going to meet the networks which you need for you to be able to excel in life. So prioritize relationships too, because it goes beyond grades. Relationships are the ones which give people business and give people opportunities. And then the fifth lesson is that risk is necessary to build very insane amount of wealth. Look here, guys. There's a phrase in finance which typically says, the higher the risk, the higher the return. And that is true. And when you compare A students and C students are used to failure, right? They are used to taking risks. They are used to trying. And that is why you typically see C students ending up taking the biggest of risks, because they are open to that compared to A students. A students are still stuck in analysis paralysis, overly calculating things, spending years thinking about perfection. Whereas the C student, as long as they have some green light about something could possibly work, not even 100%, they'll be able to take a stab at highest of risks and then see how it pans out. And typically, through trying, of course, some are going to fail and some are going to succeed. At the end, there's one which is going to open up and help them build insane amount of wealth. So in case you are an A student, don't get trapped in analysis paralysis. As long as there's some green light on something, just try and hopefully you're going to succeed. And then the sixth lesson is that financial intelligence is different from academic intelligence. Financial intelligence basically entails you understanding how money works, you understanding taxes, you understanding cash flows. C students can be able to grab or get concepts around financial intelligence, even if they are missing concepts around the technical areas which they needed to score on in school. When it's all said and done, financial intelligence is something which is a high value thing to assist you anchor your journey when it comes to building wealth and also seeing your wealth grow over time. So financial intelligence and financial knowledge is something which will catalyze over time. You continue building for you to be able to really do well financially. Out here, we have students who are very good in their subject matter expertise, but a number of them haven't really invested in understanding how money works. If you don't know how money works, then you'll end up struggling, because even if you get a little amount of money, you won't be able to grow it. And that is why a ton of students have mastered how money works, and they are utilizing that financial knowledge to be able to build wealth. And then the seventh lesson is that wealth is built through consistency, not competition. The academic system typically teaches students to compete. The more you compete, the higher the grades you get, the better you are as a student. And also viewed as a person in school. But in real life, wealth is built through consistency, through the power of compounding instead of competition. You ideally need to be competing with yourself. Compete with who you were last year. Compete with who you were last month instead of competing with other people, because everyone's journey is very unique when it comes to building wealth. And that is why students typically excel, because they learned very early to start competing and comparing themselves with themselves, because they shouldn't be comparing themselves with those who are perceived to be very high in excelling, those who are achieving or excelling very highly. That is why you as an student maybe adjust your mindset to start competing and improving yourself instead of competing with the world, because it's only so much competition can help you. And also, excess competition is bad competition for you, because it's going to make you stagnate instead of improving. Compare yourself with yourself, how you were yesterday, in case you gain traction, and also focus on consistency instead of competition. That way, you'll be able to build lifelong wealth. Guys, what do you think about these lessons? Have you had to adjust over time for you to be able to really action how to grow your money? In case you have, comment down below in the comment section. Drop your comment. Let's continue discussing there. Cheers, guys, and catch up in the next videos. Bye-bye, and you all take care.